Howdy y'all, welcome to Rheya's Kitchen. Tonight it's 1:47 a.m. I am up making artisan bread. I have my water heating up, that's good. This water is to activate my yeast. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour that into my stand-in mixer here. I only had it heating up for not even a full 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, but you want the water to be somewhere around 110, no more than 110 degrees Fahrenheit, or else it's gonna kill your yeast. I'm using my active dry yeast. You want about 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. These little packets come with around 2¼ teaspoon of yeast. So I'm just gonna sprinkle in a teaspoon of sugar to give my yeast something to feed off of. Now I'm just gonna let my yeast sit there in that water and sugar activate and bubble up, and I'm going to wait until I can smell it to move on to my next step. Ooh, my yeast is finally waking up and it's starting to bubble at the top. So for the moment, I'm just going to tell y'all what you're going to need for your ingredients. I have pulled 4 cups of all-purpose flour. This is unbleached all-purpose flour. The way that, like, if anybody likes to measure, just so you know, relatively any bowl that's sold in the US, not all of them, but most bowls that you're going to pick up are somewhere between 32 and I want to say 36 ounces. 32 ounces is 4 cups. So I usually take my big bowls like this and I just put my cups of flour in there. Next, you're going to need some olive oil, roughly around 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You're also going to need like some salt. Listen, in this household, we listen to our ancestors, okay, and they tell us when to stop. So that's just kind of how that goes. But I will try to put this recipe down in the description box below, just so if y'all want to try it, there it be. These are the things that I'm using to make my bread. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. So my yeast is awake, wide awake, just like me. I'm going to start with my big spoon, and I'm just going to scoop a spoonful-ish of flour into my stand-in mixer, into my yeast mixture. We're going to lock that. I'm going to start slowly. And we're just going to slowly add this. I'm about to get on y'all nerves. Y'all ready? Bam. The nails are almond shaped, which means dough is going to get all under them. This dough is quite sticky. You want a floured surface. So that's what I'm doing now. Don't come for me putting flour on my countertops. I know how to take care of my countertop. Most of this dough out onto the counter. And then I need to knead it until it is smooth and elastic. Extra flour just sitting on the side somewhere, in case you find your dough is a little too sticky like mine is. It's somewhere nearby for you to keep working. So now that we've made it this far, we're going to divide the dough into 2 equal portions, and then we're going to shape them kind of however we want. I currently want them baguette style looking, so we're just gonna do this and just rip, and boom, there we have it. All right, so now that I have gotten my counters clean, my baguettes off of the counter, not actual baguettes, but my bread off of the counter, my dough, I have it resting on some parchment paper that also has foil underneath, so that when I'm done, I can pick up the parchment paper and move on. So we're going to score it. I'm not sure of the design that I want to go with. But I do want to test something out. So I'm just gonna go in pretty much. I'm just gonna, that isn't already not what I was going for. So we're just gonna, what I wanted to do was something I cannot design. I want to try, can I squiggly? I can squiggly. Ha ha ha. All right. I'm going to set these off on the side and then I'm covering it with a dish towel. When my oven is on, the back of my stove is actually really hot. So, well, not really hot, but it's really warm. So for my warm, dry area, I'm just gonna have that there while my dough rises. Also, I want the outer portion of my bread to be quite crunchy and the inside to be quite moist. So I prepped this pan of water that I'm going to put on the bottom rack in the oven once we get there. Let me clean up and I'll be back when my bread has risen. Dun dun! The bread is all done. They don't look perfect, and I'm just going to take a bit of some melted butter on this. Just taste it. And that butter, let me be honest for a second. I mean, I've been honest this whole time, but like, moment of honesty. This bread tastes like, it feels like this, like it's missing something. Normally, artisan bread is done with like Italian seasonings or something like that. But because I was using it for broccoli and cheese soup, broccoli and cheddar soup, I didn't want Italian seasoning, so I omitted the seasonings. I know how pale of me. So it's very bland. But so I'm just gonna go ahead and rate myself a smooth 6 out of 10. It'll still get eaten, by the way. And I will see you guys right here again next week in Rheya's kitchen. So bon appetit. See ya.